Welcome back. When Hinduism took root in Africa, it also embraced this continent and her children as its own. Many Hindu organizations have labored in impoverished communities to help bring some relief and dignity into the lives of the less fortunate. The Divine Life Society is one such organization with a phenomenal record of consistently serving the poor and forlorn. Their numerous projects of schools, clinics, skills development centers, and places of worship help uplift the lives of people in Africa. Up next, we highlight some of their outstanding work.
Sri Gurudev, His Holiness Swami Shivananda's philosophy of karma yoga and his dictum, serving mankind is actually serving God. In so doing, and in so saying, we must remember that Sri Swami Shivananda was a medical doctor. He renounced the world, took to sannyas, and served unstintingly. Even when he was a sadhu, he served his fellow spiritual aspirants. That legacy was continued and enshrined in the work of Sri Swami Sahajananda, the spiritual head of Divine Life Society of South Africa. Actually, all our programs and initiatives can be attributed to Sri Swami Sahajananda and his illustrious work.
When Swamiji went to the master again in 1956, the master told him that he had very important work to do in South Africa and he had to come back and do it. But it was much later, in 1974, this was after Swamiji, after the master left his body, long after that, that there was a call that came to Swamiji within, which the call being, God is suffering in the form of Africans in this country. Why don't you do something for them? What happened was, Swamiji had been to Chennai and he saw those children on the streets suffering and they were begging, and he wanted to come back to South Africa. When he came back to South Africa, he was intent on helping those children. But then this call came from within. He said, why not help the people in your own country? That began this long journey of Karma Yoga.
Our poor feeding program is going beyond our expectations, and it is in place since Puja Swamiji was physically present. We saw the need for children in particular to go to school not starving, so that they can concentrate and develop their mental and academic skills. We feed about 5,000 children on a daily basis, providing sandwiches to schools.
From schools it went to old age homes, and from old age homes to clinics and to hospitals. And over the years those projects just kept multiplying and getting bigger and bigger.
Puja Swamiji saw the need for youth development, for the improvement of moral, spiritual and ethical values amongst youth. And with the high incidence of crime, drug addiction, smoking, alcohol syndromes and so on, Puja Swamiji established this center, and we have regular programs to assist the youth. An extension of this Shivan, the Sunlit Path Center, is our Sunlit Path Schools program, where we have had over 100 schools participate in specialized programs.
There have been many interactions during Swamiji's time with other faiths, and I think the one that is quite well known is his interaction with the Shemba organization, the Shemba movement. That organization has got over 5 million devotees around the country. And there Swamiji began many projects as well, and he built centers for them, places of worship. And interestingly, he took water as the common denominator for both these organizations, because it was. The Shemba people, they did baptism with water, and the master lived next to the Ganges river, which was water. So there, in all those buildings, we put in a so-called swimming pool, but it was consecrated with the water of the Ganges to make it divine. And to this day, the Shemba people go and consecrate in the water that was actually consecrated by Puja Swamiji. Whenever Swamiji took on a project, he did it as an offering to the master, and he did it in the spirit of true karma yoga. We do perform an act without any expectation of reward and leave the rest to God.
Giving is the secret of abundance. These words of wisdom were once spoken by Swami Sivananda. Let us give off the best of ourselves to this beautiful land we live in and create a space of peace and harmony in Mama Africa. Until we next meet, do keep up your sadhana. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.